Uh, uh. Late night with BDD. What's up? What's up? Happy Monday evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Late Night with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad. I hope you guys had a nice, relaxing weekend. This was a nice weekend. A nice weekend. In fact, specifically yesterday was very nice. Wifey had a surprise for me to help celebrate my 1 year no smoking anniversary and my 19-year sober anniversary. I see, let's see, hold on. I see Cindy C, who was first, Sherry Scary, Monique Lee, Valerie G, Tina G, Cindy C, wait, I got you already. That damn Alaskan, Stephanie L from Florida, Jenny Rayner, Tracy Scardina, Asmila J, Maital Capelli. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. So first, before I get into this weekend, let me just give you a brief rundown of what we're covering tonight. I guess the big news of today is that, and hey, Corey Lord, welcome back, my friend. Trump Reaper, welcome to you too. The big news for today, I think, was that Dr. Fauci did announce his resigning. He is going to resign in December. Excuse me. He did a fantastic job keeping most of us safe. Those of us who wanted to be safe, kept us from dying, right? Those of us who cared to adhere to the suggestions. Fox News appears to be turning on Donald Trump, as revealed from their latest op-ed. What else? We have CNN needs to be boycotted. Basically, if you've been following my Twitter feed, I've posted several times about hashtag boycott CNN. They are, well, we'll get into why in a few. And Ron Johnson thinks that you can be a traitor for a few seconds and you get a mulligan for that. No, that's not how it works. It does not work like that. And welcome, Aries Wanderer. Yes, you did finally catch a live. Okay, so let's see. Oh, yes. Okay, so House of the Dragon premiered last night. So House of the Dragon is a spin-off. It's a prequel to Game of Thrones. And it focuses on the Targaryen family. They're all the platinum blondes, you know. Khaleesi's family. And early on, it appears that there is an early favorite to be the shithead of the show. But I was looking at the hashtag last night. It's quite a few people already like Daemon. Daemon he's the bad boy of this show, and people are loving him. Go figure. It remains to be seen. I prefer his niece, who kind of reminds me of like a young Khaleesi. We'll see what happens. And anyway, it takes place 176 years before Khaleesi's father, the Mad King, is born. And my early impression is that misogyny existed way back when, in those years, the years of the dragons. Yeah. A woman still could not get a fair shot at the top position. Go figure. Anyway, yesterday, wifey's surprise for me was taking me on a ride on the Circle Line. The Circle Line is a boat that goes all the way around the island of Manhattan. And I have done this before, but you know, who's going to turn down a boat ride? This was a lovely day, a lovely idea. Unfortunately, we learned, hello, Ness from Connecticut and Cha-Cha, I see you too. Veronica Tello is here. Unfortunately, high tide was in, and that meant that it would not allow us to go all the way around the island. And I knew, wifey had her heart set on that. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's get our money back. Let's get a refund, and we'll do something else that's fun. So we took a walk, and I've lived here my whole life, my entire life, and I'm still a little bit of a tourist. I've seen the Empire State Building a gazillion times. But you know what's funny? I now I see it kind of through wifey's eyes, her wonder and her awe about these magnificent structures, and I kind of piggyback off of that enthusiasm. She pulls out her phone. She's probably got 100 pictures of the Empire State Building, and she'll still take 101. So we continued to walk, and we came across this thing. Let me make this bigger. They call this the vessel, I believe it's called. It's not really a hexagon. It's this weird structure. It looks like highly polished copper, and you can walk on this thing. There's steps. You can go all the way up to the top, but it was closed. So we were only allowed to go inside on the bottom level. And when you look up, you see this view here. It's pretty awesome. And there was a woman who was like security. I think was she security, or was she cleaning up? I don't know. But she directed us to another feature, another cool tourist attraction, because now I'm a tourist in my own city. And it's called The Edge. When I think of those 1,000-foot residential skyscrapers in New York City, I think they're pretty cool. This is, if you're going to have structures like that, this is the city to have them. So The Edge is in this building here. Now, I used to work 2 years ago. I was working in a building 1 block away from this one that looks like the Avengers, like Tony Stark's Avengers Tower. You see that little triangle thing jutting out? Every time I looked at that for years, I was like, that's Tony Stark's office. But no, it's actually a tourist attraction called The Edge. And it's called that because there's like a glass floor on there, and you can look straight down. And you have basically a 360-degree view of the entire city. And that is amazing. This was one view. This is a view looking at the Freedom Tower in southern Manhattan. And that's me taking a picture in front of the Empire State Building. And we're literally like even with the Empire State Building. It's very cool. And then, ironically, while we're up there, if we look down, we could see what the Circle Line, which was what we were originally trying to ride on. So it ended up being a very lovely day. So I say this, if you set out to do one thing and that one thing ain't working out fine, just kind of color outside the lines and see what you find. Sometimes you can have a great time. It could have worked out differently. We could have had a shitty time, but no, it was great. So Dr. Anthony Fauci is finally retiring. He is 81 years old, And despite what Trumpers think, no, he's not retiring because he's afraid that Republicans are going to win and he is going to be, hounded in congressional hearing after congressional hearing. That's ludicrous. The guy has served under 7 presidents, both Democratic and Republican. His whole career, 50 years, spent 50 years serving the American people in government. You know, it pisses me off. It pisses me off that there are so many people out there that have threatened him, that try to malign his name. You know, imagine you spend more than half your life focused on keeping people safe, and these ungrateful assholes that manage to survive, they come at you with that vitriol and that bullshit. They have a lot of goddamn nerve. They don't deserve you, Dr. Fauci. They don't deserve you, and I hope you have a wonderful retirement. I hope this is not the last that we see of you, because I find that you are an interesting personality. I'd be very happy to interview you on this show. If you happen to be watching, if you're, I don't know, flipping through YouTube and you come across this, flip no more. Contact me at BrooklynDadDefiant@gmail.com. Yeah, do that. It's 11:11. Make-A-Wish says Aries Wanderer. By the way, you guys, tonight we do have a guessing game. Let me just put that up here. Our guessing game is Guess That Song That Tells a Story. It should be fun. It'll be fun. I came up with it yesterday as we were on our way to the cycle line. All right, what's next? CNN. This is CNN. Now, so, I kind of fell out from CNN officially last year. I stopped watching CNN, and it wasn't because of the motley crew of Trump sycophants that they would have on their shows at any given time, and they would suddenly start screaming and screeching and talking over each other, so you couldn't hear anyone. Actually, I'll tell you exactly, it was when Brianna Keilar, who was my favorite. I was Brianna Keilar was literally one of my favorite CNN anchors at one point, until she decided to do this story, and she started going after President Biden on inflation. And look, I understand everybody was talking about inflation. That's not my point. My point is she chose the most random, non-average family to feature to make a point for how inflation is crushing the average family. This was a family of like 10 adults, all living in the same house. 10 adults, and I remember they talked about going through 4 gallons of milk a day. Like, I'm sorry, no. Nobody's going through 4 goddamn gallons of milk a day. I'm sorry, a day, you got a problem there. You problem. So I was kind of fed up with them at that point. And then over the weekend, we hear that there was a tweet from Russell Honore, and he said that that the brass at CNN had spoken with Republican politicians and said, look, we want your feedback because we want to make our programming more palatable to Republican audiences and Republican speakers and politicians, etc., etc. And here's a tweet from Pete Rostow. He says, CNN's Brian Stelter closed his show by saying, "We must make sure we don't give platforms to those who are lying to our faces." Then he was fired. In the very next hour, Jake Tapper let Dan Crenshaw lie to his face with no fact checks or pushback. Journalism at CNN is dead. You know, it's bad enough. It's bad enough that so I'm watching MSNBC exclusively right now. Exclusively. Except when Chuck Todd or Andrea Mitchell are on. When they're on, I flip. But yeah, I'm exclusively watching MSNBC. It's bad enough that we have those two stinking it up. Now CNN is making it tough to flip to that channel, because now we know. I had a feeling a year ago when Breonna Kylar was going after him, and all of MSNBC, all of CNN was going after him on Afghanistan. I knew the fix was in, but now it's clear, it's obvious. So why should we continue to patronize CNN, to give them views or clicks if we're talking about online? Why should we? You know, the Chuck Todd, like I said, Chuck Todd is constantly guilty of not fact checking or not pushing back against Republicans who come on his show and say whatever the hell they want to say. But then you get a Democrat on there, and Chuck Todd will give him the third degree. It's not cool, and I'm tired of it. So it's going to be my part-time mission for now, to every chance I get to tell people to stop watching CNN. Yeah, I'm going to use my platform for that. Screw CNN. Seriously. You know, is Fox, the right, they have Fox News, they have OAN, they have, what's that other one? OAN, Newsmax. They have their media operation. Let's call this what it is. You know, if you want impartial news, then you tune to BBC or, I don't know, Washington Post, maybe. Washington Post, Wall Street Journal. That's about as close as you're going to get to impartial news. When we're on TV, it's partisan. It is partisan. So CNN, stop trying to play both sides of the fence, because the right, they hate you. They will never love you, CNN. They will never love you. You, to them, are fake news. That's never going to change. If CNN were to cease to exist tomorrow morning, oh, thank you, Trump Reaper and Aries Wanderer. Aries Wanderer says, NPR, thank you for that. Yes, you are correct. And even better, Trump Reaper, C-SPAN. Yes, absolutely. And here's another one, Cindy C. AP and Reuters are the most midway. Okay, you guys are good. Very good. Thank you. So there we have it. For the middle of the road, C-SPAN, NPR, AP, and Reuters, that's the way to go. But yeah, if CNN were to cease to exist tomorrow, Trumpers would have a field day. They would celebrate for a month straight. They would. They would not mourn the loss of CNN. But we on the left, we're kind of limited to our TV news. TV news talk shows, right? So it used to be CNN, and now all we have left on TV is MSNBC. And that kind of sucks. I don't care for that. Veronica Tello pointing out PBS. Good. PBS is good too. You actually do have some options. I need to explore some more of these options. Thank you, you guys. Truth Social. I've posted about this before on Twitter, and it pisses me off to no end that you have people who are quote tweeting, whether it's a screen, it's got to be a screenshot. They're screenshotting Donald Trump's posts from Truth Social. Truth Social is his social media platform. That's the one that Devin Nunes, Devin Nunes left his job to go focus on this. And so what do I see? I see Democrats. I see people on our side screenshotting and posting Donald Trump's posts from Truth Social. Why are you doing that? And I see when I post about it, people are like, oh, this is a free country and we got to know what they're doing. Actually, no, what you're doing by promoting them is you're helping that platform that doesn't regulate itself unless you say something negative. If you say something negative about Trump, they're going to kick you off. So if you want to maintain your True Social account, you have to be there quiet as a church mouse and not say anything negative about Trump. Why? So you can grab a screenshot and show it on Twitter? Who the fuck gives a damn about what Trump has to say? And by going on there, I don't know if it's free or not, but that's besides the point. You are helping that company to be successful. Your one account is lending itself to financial success for Donald Trump's platform. That's what you are doing. Why are you doing it? It's very easy to let somebody else, that the Republicans are going to put it up there, Liz Harrington's and the Jack Posobiec accounts. Let them do that shit. Don't add to that. What's wrong with you? I swear to God, sometimes I feel like the people on our side are so fucking stupid at times. Stupid. God damn. Meanwhile, let me make this bigger. Fox News had an op-ed today that said the Trump Mar-a-Lago search was justified. And when I saw this, my chin just dropped. And yeah, you could say, oh, it's just an op-ed. It does these opinions don't represent the whole and the totality of Fox News. Give that shit a rest, okay? If Fox News didn't want this to be known, if they didn't want that opinion out there, you don't have to put it up there. How often do you see an article that says nice things about Joe Biden come out of Fox News? Never. Like 0.0 times. Okay, so the fact that they let this one slip through, it was not an accident. I think Fox News is positioning itself for Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, who I think is worse than Trump. He is Trumpy. Ron DeSantis, he's Trumpy. He has all the mannerisms. He's got the accordion hands thing. He's got this thing down and all that nonsense. Same stupid ideas are there, but he's smarter. Ugh, I hate to call him smart because he's not really smart, but he is clever. He has learned how to leverage the right-wing outrage factory, and leverage it he will. He's using wokeness as the weapon with which to bludgeon his opponents, and that's what he's doing. But he's not only doing that, he's he's got a very authoritarian way about him, in how he, like the schools, for instance. The schools are having a hell of a time hiring teachers. The teachers, a lot of teachers have resigned because they don't want to work with the constraints that are placed upon them for curriculum, for instance, and for the things that they can and cannot say to their students. So that's happening. And I think this is only the beginning. This op-ed is just the beginning. Actually, it's not just the beginning. Last week, Laura Ingraham had said something to the effect of, maybe it's time to turn the page on Donald Trump. Whoo! So yeah, I think it's a matter of time. I think this espionage thing has some legs. I think there's some validity to it, because if you look around, you see people are starting to pack their shit up and go. Not the die-hard Trumpers, but the people, with some kind of reputation to preserve. Anyway, there's a thing called the enthusiasm gap. The enthusiasm gap. Now, in midterm elections, midterms usually belong to the party who is not in power. The party that is not in the White House usually sweeps, like 2018, was the massive blue wave. It was a tsunami. Obama got clobbered in 2010. And I think 2014 also. But the enthusiasm metric measures, how amped up each members of each party are for the midterms. And midterms, typically the turnout is pretty low. People don't turn out in the same numbers for midterms that they do for presidential election years. Back in March of 2022, Democrats had a 50% enthusiasm mark compared to Republicans, who were around 67%. And then in May is when the Supreme Court decision on Roe v. Wade came down, and the numbers shifted a little bit. A lot, actually. They shifted from 50% for Democrats, boom, up to 61% in May. And Republicans had only ticked up a notch because, you had some Republicans that were happy about the verdict, the Roe v. Wade being overturned. But now, here we are in August, and we're sitting at 66% compared to Republicans' 68%. And what we saw in Kansas, I think, is indicative of what we're going to be seeing across the country. I think the sentiment in blue states and red states is that you guys have overstepped. You have no business being in my bedroom telling me who I can love, who I can marry, and what I can do with my body. If you're a woman. I guess if you're a man too, but really it's mostly the women. The GOP wants to control women. So this is excellent news, but I think we should stay fired up. Don't get complacent. I say that to say this. The GOP has some very, very shitty senators that they've run up. I think Mitch McConnell said something about candidate quality. He said he is not certain if the Senate, if they're going to be able to regain an edge in the Senate because of the quality of the candidates. Excuse me. And that's a not so subtle dig at Donald Trump, because many of these candidates are endorsed by Trump. like Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker earlier today said that he didn't see what the big deal is about, about the climate because we got too many trees anyway. And what? I mean, the other day he said something about he didn't want to debate. He didn't want to debate Reverend Warnock on a Thursday, because people would be watching Sunday Night Football. Let me say that again. He did not want to debate Reverend Warnock, who's currently the senator in Georgia. He did not want to debate him on Thursday because he was afraid that people would be watching Sunday Night Football. Dr. Oz is a carpetbagging clown. I'm not sure how he plans to win with the shenanigans that this crudité chomping clown is performing. And last but not least, we have Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, who is the weakest senator running for re-election, who just this weekend we learned that he thinks that it's okay if you're a traitor for a few seconds. It's not a big deal. And hang on, let me just find that for you.
January 6th committee is scheduled.
Yeah, he doesn't want to testify. He doesn't think he should have to testify to the January 6th committee because, he was only part of that plan for a few seconds at best. He was only a little bit pregnant. Chrome tab, let's see this here. Let's share this. Let me cut this off here. Okay.
And the campaign control January 6th committee is scheduling more hearings likely in September. Have you been asked to testify? Would you testify?
No, I have nothing to do with January 6th.
If they asked you to testify, would you?
What would they ask me to testify about?
The Republican electors. And the slate.
Again, it's another grotesque distortion. I had nothing to do with the alternate slate. I had no idea that anybody was going to ask me to deliver those. My involvement in that attempt to deliver spanned the course of a couple seconds. I think I fielded three texts and sent two and talked to my chief of staff that somebody wants to deliver something. I knew nothing about it. In the end, those elections were not delivered because we found from Vice President's staff they didn't want to deliver it. End of story.
Reminder, if you attempt to rob the bank and you are unsuccessful, you still did attempt to rob the bank. Even if you walked into that bank with those other bank robbers and then 10 seconds later you whip off your mask and say, guys, I'm out of here, you're still part of that deal. You went in the door with them.
Again, I know that's been blown out of proportion. The January 6th committee didn't do their due diligence, and they blew into some massive conspiracy. Again, I had virtually no involvement. Literally, my involvement lasted seconds. Okay.
If the vice president's chief of staff wanted to say don't deliver these, would you have brought that document to the vice president?
In what way could have I? Again, we did our due diligence. So if somebody hands us something, we're supposed to deliver to the vice president. Does he want it? Nope. Okay. End of story. That was it.
The court.
Traitor. You're a traitor. Oh, couldn't understand. It was an echo? God damn. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for that. Still echoed. Oh, I didn't see your comments. So sorry. All right. But anyway, he said that they blew it out of proportion. They're making much ado about nothing. He was only part of it for a few seconds. He just fielded 3 texts. Come on. Everybody here who has ever sent a text message, you know it takes more than a few seconds to send one text. It does. Sorry, unless you're saying, okay. And no. So yeah, my message about Ron Johnson and the other clowns there is let's not get complacent, right? I do personally love to share the news about how our candidates are doing against these jackasses. Why? Because it's important. It's important for our side to not get down, not get, demoralized and think, oh man, we're losing. What's the point? No, you need to be motivated and to know that there's hope. And you know what? If we're going into election day up a few points or down a few points, we should go into this like we're down by 10 points and really get fired up and fire up everyone else to get out the vote. Everybody. This is not a drill. So that's my message for that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have the fun guessing game for you all, and it's Guess That Song That Tells a Story. Well, what is this? You have some songs that they tell a story. They're not they're not about one thing. They're telling a story. So it's pretty straightforward, right? Oh, here's the difference, right? I'm not singing any of these. I will be reading the lyrics to you, and you have to identify what song it is based on the picture painted by the songwriter, the lyrics, okay? So listen to the words and throw it up there, and let's go. Here's the first one. Sucking on a chili dog outside the Tasty Freeze, Blank sitting on Blank's lap got his hands between her knees. I'll read that again. Sucking on a chili dog outside the Tasty Freeze, Blank sitting on Blank's lap got his hands between her knees. Trump Reaper, why is that got to be ooh? Okay, I think I've seen enough. We were looking for Jack and Diane sucking on a chili dog outside the Taste Freeze. Diane sitting on Jackie's lap, got his hands between her knees. Oh yeah, life goes on. All right. Patricia Pueyas is here and says, sorry I'm late. We had a bad thunderstorm and lost electricity. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Who do we have first? We had the Trump Reaper saying, ew, followed by Cindy C. Cha-Cha. Says, Watcher Soko, Veronica Tello, Aries Wanderers, Samantha Hawkins. Okay. Here is the next one. Yeah, and no, Jenny Rayner, we're not looking for the artist. You can give me the artist, but we're looking for the name of the song. The name of the song. Here's the next one. On a warm summer's evening on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep. Oh, shit. Did I screw that up? So we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. All right, I'm giving you guys credit for that. Anyway, I have seen enough. I did screw that up. I always screw up at least one of these. That's my one. I said I met up with the gambler on a warm summer's evening. Train bound from nowhere. Met up with the gambler. We were both too tired to sleep. That's Vocal Fry, right? He has Vocal Fry in that song. Let's see. Cindy C is Foist. And who else do we have here? Aries Wanderer, Watcher Soko, Cha-Cha, Samantha, wait. Samantha Hawkins. Very good. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get more guesses, especially considering that I screwed up that one. Okay, here's the next one. Excuse me. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, "Thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw?" I said, not today. I got a lot to do. He said, "That's okay." And he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. He said, "I'm going to be like him." Yeah. You know, I'm going to be like him. Let's see what you got there. I've seen enough. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together again. Dad, you know we'll have a good time then. And up top we have the Trump Reaper, followed by Veronica Tillo, Cindy C, Aries Wanderer, Geocosmic Valentine, Watcher Soko, Cha-Cha, Maital Cabelli, Samantha Hawkins, and R.I.P. Harry Chapin. Great song. Great song. All right. Next up. Here's the next one. Here we go. Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love she wanted you to wait? Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was talking to this girl from the U.S. nation. The way that I met her was on tour at a concert. She had long hair and a short miniskirt. This song is funny to read like that. Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was talking to this girl from the U.S. nation. Whoever says the U.S. nation, I know you get to squeeze that in for a rhyme. I've seen enough. And we were looking for You got what I need. You say he's just a friend. Yeah, you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. That was Bismarcky with Just a Friend. And Cindy C is at the top here, followed by Cha Cha, Samantha Hawkins, Watch Your Circle, the Trump Reaper, and okay. Here's the next one. This next one, not going to be easy. Warning you guys. I heard that you settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things that I didn't give to you. I heard that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. I guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. I've seen enough. No, might not find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Let's see. Cindy C is at the top, followed by Maital Cabelli, Corey Lord, Watch Your Soko, Samantha Hawkins, Cha Cha. Okay, that's it. I'm stumping a lot of you guys, I suppose. I heard that you're settled down. All right, here's the next one. You guys ready? Here we go. Oh, the artist, this was Adele. Adele. I think this was from like 2012, 2013, 2014, around there. Very great song. Great song. Here's the next one. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. I'll read that again. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. Okay, I have seen enough. Enough. And a reminder to you guys, I'm looking for the name of the song, not the name of the group. Looking for Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely place. Plenty of room at the Hotel California. And Cindy C, once again, is at the top, followed by Samantha Hawkins, Veronica Tello, Aries Wanderer, Maitel Cabelli, Watcher Soko, Cha Cha, Wilbur McCarthy, Scott Samuelson, Yes, you can check in any time at night, but you can never leave. Okay, you guys ready? Here's the next one. Next one. We got two more. On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. I will read that again. On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There were sand and hills and rings. Trying to figure out if these are just too easy or you guys are just really, really, really good at the lyric game. Because then I got to figure out a different game if you guys are super fast. I have seen enough. We're looking for A Horse with No Name. That's by the group America. A Horse with No Name. I'm looking for the name of the song, Horse with No Name. So those of you guessed correctly. And there, once again, we got Cindy C at the top, followed by Watcher Soko, the Trump Reaper, Aries Wanderer, Cha-Cha, Veronica Tello, Wilbur McCarthy, Samantha Hawkins, Scott Samuelson. On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. Tina G. There we go. Oh, and thank you, Tina G. I always forget. Always forget to remind people to please smash that like button. I have several fantastic playlists, Scott Samuelson. Thank you for that. Okay, here's the last. No, I got a few more. Sorry. Here's the next one. Next one. It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday, and the manager gives me a smile because he knows that it's me they've been coming to see to forget about life for a while. I'll read that again. It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday, and the manager gives me a smile because he knows that it's me they've been coming to see to forget about life for a while. That's all they want to do. I just want to forget about life for a while. He said, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes. Yes, it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La da 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 da. I'm a huge Billy Joel fan. He was like one of my first, earliest favorite artists. Billy Joel. I have his whole collection, most of it. Samantha Hawkins is at the top. She's giving Cindy C a break. La C is followed up by Aries Wanderer. There's Cindy C right there. Maital Cabelli, Cha-Cha. So Wilbur McCarthy. Veronica Tello. The microphone smells like a beer. Trump Reaper, good. Scott Samuelson. Good job, you guys. Good job. Here's the next one. Here we go. Next one. I was tired of my lady. We'd been together too long, like a worn-out recording of a favorite song. I'll read that again. I was tired of my lady. We'd been together too long, like a worn-out recording of a favorite song. Let's see what you got, you guys. Let's see who's going to guess this one. I missed Jenny Rayner. I'm sorry, Jenny. I got you. She got the last one correct too in emojis. I see. I've seen enough. We were looking for. I was tired of my lady. We've been together too long. Like a worn out recording of a favorite song. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, doom, doom, doom. Watcher Soko is at the top. Excuse me, followed by Cindy C., Wilbur McCarthy, Samantha Hawkins, Cha Cha, Veronica Tello, Corey Lord. Wilbur McCarthy says he's not into yoga. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. Yoga's pretty. Oh, I know. It's the lyrics. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here is the next and final one. Next and final one. I'm stepping through the door and I'm floating in a most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today. There's a phrase that's actually at the beginning of that I was going to read, but that's way too obvious. You would get it bing like that. I'm stepping through the door and I'm floating in a most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today. If you like pina colada, getting caught in the rain, doom, doom, doom. If you're not into yoga, Okay. I've seen enough. We were looking for space oddity. And the phrase that in the beginning is, this is Major Tom to ground control. And that would have been way too obvioso. Cindy C has reclaimed her spot at the top perch, followed by Wilbur McCarthy. Jenny Rayner, I see you. You said David Bowie, but we were looking for Space Oddity is the name of the song. Veronica Tello, Samantha Hawkins, Aries Wanderer, Scott Samuel's son. That damn Alaskan says she wanted the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Cindy C is surprised that El Paso wasn't thrown into this game as a stumper. I would have to know that, and sadly I do not. El Paso. All right, you guys. That is it for our guessing game. And that is pretty much it for our show. This was just a pop-up, another pop-up episode of Late Night with BDD. There's a lot of stuff that is going down. And it feels like the story that is throttling the news cycle all day long, every day, is this espionage thing with Trump. It's big. It's big. And I feel like that might be it. That might be it. In addition to the other things that are going down, we got the Georgia election fraud thing. There's the New York tax fraud thing. That's more of a civil case. But there's legal jeopardy all over for this guy. And I know that the other day, Joe Walsh was saying that even if he is convicted, that he can still run for president. I'm pretty sure the 14th Amendment, Section 3, negates that. Well, it will have to be enforced. The guy that got, oh, yeah, Janie, thank you for that. Ugh, that was awful. Yeah, the other story that happened yesterday, we learned there was a man who was beaten in Arkansas by 3 cops. He was held down. It was awful. It was brutal. I just mainly remember them taking his head and slamming it into the concrete. I mean, that should be attempted murder. And he was not a black man. I'm pretty sure. I think he was a white guy. Let's see what happens to those 3 cops. They were suspended. I think they should be arrested and charged with attempted murder, and they should be convicted. There was one guy ramming his knee into him. I mean, what possesses you to treat a human being like that? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. The victim, yes, the Trump Reaper, the victim was white, indeed. Jenny Rayner says, Nancy closed the hole on the criminal president running for office. Let's see if that's accurate. I don't know why Joe Walsh was saying that the other day. But yeah, I'm that guy, like when we're watching a horror movie and there's a monster, unless I see the protagonist, the hero of the story, chop that monster's head clean off and blow up the body into smithereens, I'm not sure that the monster's gone. That's me. Brooklyn Dad, this is from Corey Lord, wants to know, remember the list of people I sent you, as well as the guy advocating for reality winner on your DM. Sky in the Grass is the name. You need to reach out to them before midterms. I shall do so. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for another fun episode. I hope it was fun for you. It was fun for me. I like doing these things. Another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad. And if you have not yet gotten your shot, please go ahead and get that shot. Wear your mask. Keep your social distance 6 feet or better. And you guys have a lovely evening and a wonderful week. I'm not sure what day I'm going to do another show. But I will be sure to let you know as soon as I know, you will know. Until then, you guys, peace out. I love you all. Peace. Aries Wanderer wants to know, is reality winner still on house arrest? She very well could be. I think she might be on house arrest until November. For some reason, November is in my brain for her. By the way, I'm sure by now you guys all know our friend Philosophy lost his dad the other week, and he was on Twitter about it, and I did reach out to him. I do miss seeing his name here on the show and his comments and everything. If you happen to come across him, just let him know BDD was thinking about him. Thank you for that. Oh yeah, another reminder, if you're still here and have not yet smashed that like button, please to be doing so. All right, you guys. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You need to leave.